There I was, 38 weeks pregnant. My husband and I showed up for our 38-week checkup. And we were informed that if an emergency C section were not performed immediately, we may not need that newborn baby car seat after all. Turns out our unborn child's heart rate was extremely elevated and she needed to be delivered at once. Everything happened so fast. I was prepped for surgery, and then minutes later, she was removed from the stressful environment of my womb and rushed off to the intensive care unit. I sat there waiting for some feedback, and they told me hours later that her heart rate was still elevated. They wanted to try medication. The medication did not work. They told my husband, and they came and told me that they needed to transport her to another hospital for more specialized care. The primary concern was heart failure. My doctor came in to check on me, and I gave her the update, told her that my daughter's heart rate was still irregular and that they were going to be transporting her to another hospital. And she said, "Well, Christy, have you seen your child? Have you held your baby?" I think we both knew the answer was no. I was still confined to my hospital bed. Well, my doctor was not at all okay with the idea of my child being transported to another hospital without having ever been held by her mother. She asked the hospital staff to make arrangements for my bed to be moved to the intensive care unit, and they did. Several hours after her birth, I held my firstborn child for the first time. And within minutes, her heart rate was within normal range for the first time. Everyone was shocked. One nurse even commented, "Had this happened 30 minutes ago, we wouldn't have an ambulance on the way." As I sat there in that moment, I knew that something deeper was happening, that I was learning a very valuable life lesson. You see, a speedy delivery was important. Giving her medication made perfect sense. Making arrangements for more specialized care was wise. But there was something just as vital that needed to be added to my daughter's treatment regimen, and that was the comforting presence of her mother. Even the prophet Isaiah talked about this unique type of comfort when he encouraged the people of Jerusalem regarding their promising future. He said, "Just as a mother comforts her child, so will the Lord comfort you." Notice that he didn't make reference to just comfort from anything or anyone. He was very intentional and very specific in his reference to a mother's comfort. Don't miss that. Don't minimize that. You see, the prophet Isaiah knew. Perhaps my doctor knew. And after this experience, I certainly know that a mother's presence matters. I entered that intensive care unit empty handed. I didn't look my best. I probably didn't even smell my best. I couldn't even stand on my own 2 feet, yet I was still her mother. And that title alone qualified me and equipped and empowered me to offer her a comfort that no one else could. When I, a mother, showed up, hope showed up. Fear had no choice but to start tiptoeing out of the room. And a long awaited sense of relief was almost palpable. Not to mention, her heart was forever changed. Perhaps you are tired. Perhaps you are not at your best. Perhaps you can't even stand on your own 2 feet. But know this, if you have the title mother, and by mother I mean mother in that you have given birth, or mother in that you have given your commitment to one of God's precious creations to exercise your control, your authority, and your influence in a motherly way, when you show up, it happens. Hope shows up. Fear tiptoes the room, and a long-awaited sense of relief will be felt by all those in the room. Not to mention, hearts are forever changed when mothers show up. Thank you for showing up. Continue